Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. And welcome to a quick video looking at the brand new zipline that we got in the sort of 1 year anniversary update that we've received today for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I've been looking at all of the other YouTubers doing their videos about this, and I wanted to give you 5 ideas for using the zipline if you're already using mods. So this is just aimed at those people who use mods already in game. What can we do with the zipline with mods that say console players or people who don't mod the game can't do right now? So I've made 5 different ideas, so let's go through them one by one. So the first one I wanted to show you is very simply combining it with other buildings. So what I've done here is I've combined it into the back of a guest restaurant, and what I'm kind of inferring here is that the zipline is sort of part of the restaurant. If you restaurant here, then you can get a ticket for the zipline, head over the zipline. Maybe you have an enclosure that can only be seen by going on this zipline through this restaurant. I think we have some Megalosaurus in here. Yes, we do. And then you have on the other end of the zipline an identical design, so you match everything about it to infer that actually this is one restaurant that's been sort of chopped in half by this exhibit, and that you have the zipline connecting the two halves. And I just think this is a way of giving some added life to those maybe boring amenity structures that dot our parks. And you could probably connect, you could connect your amenity buildings or even perhaps hotels or something like that. Well, we'll have a go at that in a sec, actually. The second thing you could do is have this zipline stretch across an aviary. Now, I tested having it lengthways. It doesn't really work. The problem is that the tower where the zipline starts raises up way too far compared to the height of the aviary, so it's going to be very difficult for it to stretch across inside the aviary. But if you have a single thin line like I've got here, you can just about, obviously you've got a few rough edges, but you can just about have the zipline stretch across the width of an aviary like this. It's a short trip, but I think it's fine as it is. I've maximized it here by having 2 of the towers, and you just connect them up outside. I've kept the pterosaurs in here reasonably small because then it's a bit more realistic. These ziplines, I have to say, actually, just want to talk about realism for a second. These ziplines are incredibly unsafe. They don't even have any sort of harness or safety line or anything. We are literally just trusting our younger guests to just hang on to this pole and not, say, fall to their deaths inside a dinosaur infested exhibit. Yeah, health and safety would go absolutely nuts at this. Yeah, no safety equipment whatsoever. So yeah, that's idea number 2, across the width of a thin aviary. Another idea, again combining buildings, is here I've put it at the back of a viewing tower to make it seem as if you can access the zipline from inside the viewing tower itself and provide a quicker, perhaps more exciting way of getting to the bottom of the viewing tower without having to go down what I assume is some sort of lift inside all the way down. You provide an alternative means of escape from that particular tower. Method number 4 using mods is that you could have the viewing, the zipline go over the top of an aviary, and you can get reasonably close using mods. I had to make sure that no one is getting injured by this very tall spike that's in the middle here, but they do miss it, and they do just about miss the edge of the aviary here. Just about. And yeah, what I've done is I think it's best with a very large pterosaur, so I put 2 Quetzalcoatlus in here. And obviously you get a nice view from above of the Quetzalcoatlus below you through the aviary. Obviously this is going to work best with aviaries with very clear tops, so this one and the DFW design. The glass of the Jurassic World design, it's quite reflective, so you can't really see through it very well, so it wouldn't work very well with this sort of design. So yeah, and you do obviously have to raise up either end. I think this is about 5 contour lines at either end, just to get the zip wire to sort of miss the edge of the aviary cage there. And the final idea I had, or wanted to have a look at, was this. So crossing zip lines is possible with mods. So there's one zip line that stretches across this lagoon, which is at ground level, and then the other one is sort of 5 or 6 contour lines above it, and they miss each other with quite a margin. I probably could have gone even lower. There's quite a big gap between the two, and they both cross this very large open lagoon. And I just put plenty of chronosaurs and shark feeders around, and some decorations, just to give you an idea of what this would sort of look like. Obviously these are just quick and dirty creations. You could probably spend a lot of time getting them perfect, but I just wanted to experiment. So that's another possibility, crossing them over, and you could use this all over your park really. Chronosaur feeding there and there, just as a form of transport or as an enjoyable way of getting around. But over a lagoon, I think, adds that further aspect of danger that this very unsafe form of travel has. Now, there's one I wanted to do with you, and that was the one I suddenly thought of when we were just talking about it. That is sort of using it as a way of connecting hotels. So let's have a look here. We've got, let's find some space. Let's pick the largest hotel, because I think the largest hotels will work the best for hiding. So let's see. So we position it that way around. And then we can have it go into that end. Ah, okay, that's why. So maybe position the other end of it first. So let's go with sort of that. I mean, you could probably phase this a little bit further in. Probably, I would say, that works, sort of. I mean, doesn't have to be 100% perfect, obviously. It just has to kind of play the part. You could easily hide any rough edges with vegetation or rocks and stuff like that. And then let's just put our second hotel in, so maybe we'll have it of going into that kind of works. Maybe. Let's see if we can get it looking a little bit more reasonable. That's a bit more reasonable. So there's another possibility there, connecting two hotels together. Let's just stick. Obviously you have to connect the pieces together to the path to make it work, but there we go. Another possibility, using it as a way of connecting hotels to one another in a more enjoyable fashion. I think that's going to be one of the most used things to do with zip wires, will be to combine them with other buildings in order to create more interesting attractions. I mean, let's just take, say, the standard viewing gallery. Let's just chuck you on here. You could I reckon, let's actually move you off there. I reckon you could kind of attach these together. It looks like they're connected as part of a building. And then obviously you can have them going across the exhibit. So I think this is going to be one of the things to do with them to make them will be to make them look like they're part of an existing structure, so that you have a more interesting a more interesting amenity attraction, like this viewing gallery. I quite like that, actually. I think it looks rather good. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the best thing to do with them. It will be to combine them with other buildings, like the viewing window, the galleries, like the viewing towers, like the amenities, like the hotels, just to join bits together and form perhaps more interesting looking parks as a result. But yeah, so that was 7 different ideas for your parks. I think out of them all, my favourite is the across the width of an aviary and over the top of a large exhibit like the aviary or the mosasaur tank, just because the sense of scale I think is very cool. Let me know down in the comments which of these ideas you'd like to see or you're going to use in your parks if you use mods. And let me know in the comments as well, if you don't use mods, how you're going to be using your zip lines. And I'll see you on Sunday for the usual Triclaw stream. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.